From Atomico backing a mobile studio to an epic lawsuit out for blood, we have the latest headlines from across the game industry, so let's load them up and dive right in. Sony's resolve is breaking down. The console manufacturer is beginning to waver on its cross-platform policy in the wake of frustrated fans venting their opinions. With Nintendo and Microsoft allowing their consoles to connect for games like Fortnite, Minecraft, and Rocket League, Sony has kept its walls up in a bid to protect their bottom line. President Sean Layden said the company is listening to its players and investigating possibilities, and claims to be confident they can find a way to enable players to engage with other console owners while not negatively impacting business. While that's by no means confirmation that changes will come into effect, it's a step in the right direction for tearing down barriers. It might look like a cut and dry situation, but Sean issued a reminder that the circumstances surrounding a decision affects a lot more than just one game. There's a lot to consider before a move can be made. If everything pans out and they make the numbers work on their end though, in a few months or years, you might just be able to advertise your multiplayer game as a unified experience across all mainstream platforms. Oh, Bibi is seeing a boost to their business. Largely thanks to Atomico, the company has received $21 million following what can only be called a successful round of funding. Although they began development 6 months prior and had plenty of confidence in their agenda, the success of Fortnite on mobile platforms has served as a proof of concept for their own console-grade shooter they plan to bring to the portable market, and investors no doubt noticed. The team intends to scale up their business, continuing to produce console-style experiences for phones, and plans to invest some of their money into securing top talent that'll help them realize their ambitions. When the company published their games investment thesis, they identified console genres that couldn't previously work on mobile to be a chief avenue to pursue. So if you're seeing what they are, you might want to start developing your next game with mobile support in mind. Elgato is getting out of the gaming business. Popularly known for their capture cards, the company has decided it'll pursue a more centralized vision with its home monitoring product and rebrand itself as Eve Systems. Developers and content creators needn't worry though. The Elgato name and its wares are being passed along to Corsair. CEO Marcus Fest says the company is proud of the brand they built over the last 20 years, but they're handing over their legacy to another organization to double down on their new direction. He's confident this will be a move that'll strengthen both product lines, but we'll have to wait and see. Eve Systems may know their home-based business well after 4 years, but Elgato marks Corsair's first venture into the live streaming space. Whether or not R&D sees some hiccups in the early days though, their current product line should still be there for fans and consumers who need a reliable recording solution. There's a new initiative hitting the scene in Asia. Google is hosting their indie games Accelerator for small studios across India, Thailand, Singapore, and more, and those selected for the 4-month program will be flown out to attend one of 2 boot camps at Google's Asia headquarters. According to their website, the program will teach startups about best practices with popular platforms and engines, as well as cover business development, user acquisition, monetization, and tips for finding talent. Notable developers from the likes of Vlambeer and Hipster Whale are lending their support to the Accelerator too, and select applicants will have the opportunity to see their games showcased on the Google Play Store. If you're located in an Asian market and want your studio to participate, applications are open from now until July 31st. You'll know if you're part of the first wave come August, and the boot camps will kick off in Singapore during September and November, so get started on those submissions and be ready to clear your calendar. Newzoo is back in the news with more mobile data to share. If their research can be trusted, it would appear mobile players are reluctant to spend money on free-to-play titles. They polled a little over 2,000 people across America, Germany, and the UK who played games for at least 2 hours a week, and they claim that an incredible 95% of those players are engaging with mobile games. But only 56% of them are spending any money. A third of those reluctant folks cited their reason for withholding funds was a fear of fraud, with 19% falling victim to scams in the past, and a hefty 40% simply said they were satisfied with what they got out of the free experience. Of those who were spending money, 39% did so to derive more enjoyment from the game, while 27% said it was to treat themselves, and 20% did it to show appreciation and support to the developers. There was also a desire for more loyalty and reward programs, with as many as 68% of spenders saying they'd keep dishing out the dollars if there was something in place to further incentivize the conduct. So if you're looking for ways to monetize your next mobile game, consider putting in a loyalty program and make sure you don't look like a con artist. There's a few whispers circulating about Google this week. Multiple sources have claimed the company was meeting with major studios at GDC and E3 earlier this year, and that they're rallying support for a streaming platform they're hoping to launch. The idea that Google has something in the works has been rumored as far back as February, but even with these developments, there's still no confirmation that this is happening quite yet. Google has a history of dabbling in other mediums, and many of their experiments never make their way to market, so that could be what we're looking at here. If those secondhand accounts hold true though, there might be another platform for you to consider releasing your game on down the road. Epic Games has no mercy when it comes to spoilers. The company is pursuing legal action against one of its former QA contractors after details were leaked about Fortnite's 4th season of in-game events. The defendant thinks these claims should be dismissed since he didn't reveal the information himself, but acknowledges the conversations were had that would enable a third party to spoil the company's secrets. And that's what seems to have happened, as an unnamed individual took the details of their discussion and posted them on a subreddit for fans to see. Despite Fortnite remaining a titan of the industry, Epic Games says the move has made them suffer an irreparable injury, and will be demanding damages under both the state and federal trade secrets laws. The company must be paying their contractors well, because they also saw fit to include legal fees for good measure. It's an unfortunate state of affairs for everyone involved, but let it be a lesson to you. If you're privy to some serious corporate secrets, it'd be wise not to share them just to ensure you're not made an example of. The battle for Star Control needs a bit of crowdfunding support. Developers Fred and Paul have been embroiled in conflict with publisher Stardock over the Star Control franchise for years, and the two creators have launched a GoFundMe page to help offset the legal costs they're expecting to owe from their defense. Both parties have been hard at work developing their own sequels to the property, and while the original creators say only assets were claimed by the publisher in Atari's bankruptcy auction, the publisher has pursued them with a predatory legal attack. If you're interested in their case, visit the link in the description to learn more. $2 million is a lot for two guys to cover on their own, so if you're feeling they're in the right, consider lending them a hand. And that covers this week's lineup, ladies and gentlemen. Was there anything you found particularly insightful? Did we miss something you think should have been covered? Let us know in the comments down below, and be sure to tune in next time for another newsworthy breakdown.